I think it's really cool that this design was good enough to carry over straight from animation to live action with little to no modification to its design whatsoever. Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. And I'm sure it's no surprise, the droid guy's super excited about the newest battle droid variant, the BX Commando droid. And whether you sit very deeply within the droid side of the fandom, or even if you're very much on the clone side of the fandom, I think we can all agree that the BX Commando is one of the coolest things in Star Wars, let alone battle droids. Anyway, here he is in the packaging. He's in that Phase 5 Clone Wars packaging. On the side, you've got that side profile artwork that was started in Phase 4 and continues into this packaging. On the back, you've got some words and things. You've got some artwork. And he is number 18 in the Clone Wars numbered set of Black Series figures. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. Here is the new BX Commando droid out of the packaging, and this figure looks absolutely incredible, like it came right out of the animation. And like I said at the beginning, it's pretty crazy to me that of all of the characters, especially original characters from the Clone Wars animated series, to retain their overall design with little to no variation, this was one of them, and it looks great. This droid has a lot of articulation in lore and in this action figure, and I really hope that Emily and the gang are working on a VC version of this very soon, as the original Clone Wars figure was really great. And funny enough, I still don't have a Lucy one of these in my collection, but I've gotten to the point to where I am collecting some stuff carded, and I just cannot bring myself to open my only 3¾ Commando droid that I have on card, especially since it's the first card it was released on. And really, I feel like Hasbro could get away with just updating the paint job on this mold and reissuing it on a VC card with a more live action style blaster, and it would be totally fine. But that said, a new mold would be appreciated too. But back onto this mold here in 6-inch scale, I really love the detail. You even have all the little molded paneling details there, the little inner line work bits where all the pieces fit together. Even on his back, you can see the back paneling, see his waist section, which I love. It's kind of like the B2 a little bit. I like how they did the thighs, especially the hips. The hips are really cool. So the hips are just a single ball joint here. Show you how they pop off. Just to show like that. And the ball makes the rest of the hip because it's very rounded in animation, and I just thought that was really cool how they incorporated that articulation into an outer piece of detail like that. So going into articulation, head is on a ball joint right there at the top of the neck. Neck is on a hinge joint right there. You can get his chin all the way down, which I really like when they're in their sleep mode. And then the neck joint itself down here and the torso is on this kind of wide ball joint. So you get really good head articulation out of that. Shoulders are on a nice wide ball joint there in the torso, and then you've got those good hinged shoulder joints in between that and the actual arm there. Bicep, you do have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, swivel right there at the bottom of the elbow joint, wrist joints. He comes with an E5 blaster rifle and their vibro sword, which also has a cool little peg on it, so you can peg it here on his back, so he can have his vibro sword across his back for when he's not using it to cut down clones. Waist, you have a nice, what looks like a really wide ball joint almost here at the top, but then there's some other joints here in some of the segments, but not all of the segments. I think really just the second one right here from what I can tell. Waist, there is a swivel joint. Hips are on that ball joint I discussed. Swivel there just at the top of the knee. Single jointed knee. No swivel at the bottom of the knee. Ankle joints. And that's pretty much it for articulation. And for comparison, here is the BX Commando droid next to the other Separatist era battle droids we have so far in Black Series 6-inch scale. We have the B1, the B2, the Magna Guard, and the Droideka. And here they are next to their droid general, General Grievous. So you can see them all side by side. And there's not a lot of droid models we're missing at this point, especially from on-screen droid variants. Specifically, we're missing the TX Tactical Droid, the Super Tactical Droid, the Crab Droid, the Dwarf Spider Droid, the Aqua Droid. Honestly, I could go on, but I am very pleased to see how the droid army has grown so far. And if you've been following me on social media, you can see all the awesome droid variants I've made so far in 6-inch scale in addition to the ones Hasbro has produced. My goal is to one day have every battle droid variant in 6-inch scale represented from canon, Legends, official Lucasfilm concept, and then I'm also doing some fun fan concepts as well. So make sure you follow me at Triptychonus as I post more of these droid variants as I complete them. Speaking of droid variants and customs, when I pre-ordered my BX Commando droid, I actually immediately pre-ordered two because I knew the very first custom I wanted to do, if Hasbro hadn't released, or at the very least, pipeline revealed that they're doing this guy at some point in the near future. So here is ND5 from Star Wars Outlaws. I know I teased this as soon as I got some BXs from my workbench post, but actually I had pretty much already finished ND5 by the time I had even made that post. And I wanted to save the reveal for this review right here. So make sure you follow me for a more in-depth look at him. But yeah, this is easily one of my favorite droids in all of Star Wars canon at this point. And I really like how he turned out. And I'm so glad that we, at the very least, got a BX Commando droid, even though we haven't gotten an official ND5 yet, so that I could make one for myself, like I did right here. Now, of course, I did end up getting another one, so I did make a BX Captain to go with the BX Commando droid because, well, we had BX Captains at the very beginning as well in their first appearance in the Rishi Moon Outpost episode in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 1. Look, I know the B1s are my favorite battle droid, my favorite thing about Star Wars in general, but I do think the BX is genuinely the best battle droid variant. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and follow us anywhere you can find rebelscum.com by scanning the QR code here to see all of our sites, channels, and more, and make sure you check out the main website, rebelscum.com, for all kinds of Star Wars news, reviews, and more. Discuss everything Star Wars in our extensive forums, and we just announced Matthew Wood for Rebel Scum Con Year 2, so go to rebelscumconventions.com to book your Rebel Scum Con experience today. That's rebelscumconventions.com. And follow me at Triptychonus for more Star Wars fan content, Roger content, and Transformers fan content. And we'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. And may the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.